A beloved concession stand at Zilker Park in Austin will be coming back to life by the fall.
The Zilker Cafe has been closed for more than 3 years because of safety and health code violations. The city is renovating the building and will take bids for a new vendor starting this month. KXAN investigator Kevin Clark is live at Zilker Park tonight. And Kevin, city leaders tell you permitting issues have caused the holdup?
The building is right next to the Barton Springs pool. It's also considered historic, which makes doing any work here a considerable challenge. Now you can see it's behind a fence and been abandoned for a while. Because of that, now the city will take it down to the frame and facade. Serena Robb brings her students to ride the Zilker Zephyr, but she tells me another favorite is missing. The Zilker Cafe, closed now for more than 3 years.
And there were tons of pigeons around, and the kids loved to just play with them and feed them, and it was wonderful.
The cafe served Zilker Park and Barton Springs pool visitors for more than half a century. It shut down in 2016 because of poor structural conditions and multiple code violations with asbestos and lead found in the building.
It's been sad with it not being operational.
In a meeting Tuesday, city staff said construction should begin after final negotiations with the contractor and be complete by the fall. The city will also solicit a bid for vendors this month. It's a relief for Parks and Rec Board member Rich DePalma, who says there were bumps along the way.
So there's a lot of different layers and really identifying what's there. Do we have asbestos? What's the structural component? And then going through the design. What's the design?
According to numbers obtained by KXAN, this is how much the city made the last 6 years when the cafe was open. 2 temporary food trucks operating there now pay $1,500 each for a 6-month permit. Rob tells me the cafe is an important part of Austin's history, and she's excited to see it back to life.
Knowing that they're going to bring it back is making our hearts very, very full.
As for a possible vendor, the city says it's looking for at least 3 years of commercial food experience. City staff today also said that they've heard from at least 30 possible interested vendors so far. Kevin Clark, KXAN News.
Timeline might offer some insight into why this was not an easy remodel. According to the city, Zilker Cafe was built back in 1959 and is designated as an official historic landmark in Austin. As Kevin mentioned earlier, in 2016, Health and Human Services investigators discovered multiple health violations inside that building. 1 year later, the Austin City Council approved a request from the Parks and Rec Department to renovate the site. They also allowed them to fund the project using the hotel occupancy tax. According to state law, the city of Austin can allocate up to 15% of the total revenue from the hotel occupancy tax to preserve historic sites. The cafe's reopening in the fall of this year will mark 60 years after it was originally built.